Hello and welcome to this Q&A. If you don't know who I am, I'm Hooked with Amelia. Not only am I here on YouTube, but I am also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then here on YouTube. I thought it would be cute if we can do a video today on Q&As. One, because it would be fun. And two, some people have had a lot of questions, so I decided to put a post on my Instagram story and have you guys ask me some of the things you've been wanting to ask. The way that this is gonna go, I have all the questions here on my iPad, and then either on the left or the right, whichever one it is for you guys actually, I'll put it up so that you guys can see the question for yourself, and then I'll address it. I'm also not going to be trying to use your guys' handle names because that's a lot of butchering and I'm not going to get any of it right, and I already know that. But for our first question, they said, do you write patterns as you create? Honestly, if you guys know me, I only freehand absolutely everything. I don't actually have patterns. When I say that, I don't mean like PT, triple Q, Z, and Y's. I don't write those out just because that's an entirely different language, and I'm not about that. Plus, I've always been able to quite literally look at a project and know what stitches are used, what size hook approximately, and all of that, so it makes it very simple and easy to do. So that's always come first nature to me. Whenever it comes to that though, I do a lot of tutorials. I'd probably say 50% of my page is actually like tutorials and me like doing how-tos. I do actually have some written out, but they're not, again, PQ, double T's, all that stuff. I'm not writing all that out. I'm actually writing paragraph for paragraph, like essay format type situation on how to do everything. I insert photos so you can see what I'm talking about. But the moral of the answer for your question is yes, I don't make stuff and then worry about it after the fact and make it like 50 different times. As I'm doing it, for example, right now, I'm working on a donut bag. A moment for the beautiful stitches. I'm not going to make this and then do it again and write about it. I'm literally doing the tutorial as I'm making it. So I will quite literally be on TikTok lives and I'll be like, hey guys, I gotta go because I have to update this tutorial because I'm doing it in real time and I need to show all of the visuals. So I hope that answers your question. The second question that I did get is favorite part about crocheting. My favorite part about crocheting is whatever you want and see that someone else has made. If someone has already crocheted it, that means that you can absolutely crochet it for yourself. And there's honestly no rules against it. Crocheting is very free-spirited and you can do almost anything you want to crochet in crochet form as long as it is understandable. For example, say that you want this super cute shirt, but you have to like crochet it to get it, or like you don't want to pay like $100 for the shirt. So instead you just buy the product and then you make it. That's understandable. But say you're out of toilet paper and you need toilet paper, you're not going to crochet toilet paper. That's my explanation of that. But in the end, my favorite part of crocheting is that you can literally make anything you want and bring it to life with pattern, no pattern, and my page is perfect for teaching you guys how to freehand. So you don't have to rely on patterns. For our next question, it says, how do I grow my following on social media? This one's tricky because it is absolutely not the same for anyone. Growing your social media platform is not easy and it's not hard. There's no right answer for this. Because for me personally, I posted multiple videos every single day. Some videos would work, some would flop. You could honestly post 15 videos on a row and not one of them could go viral or get more than maybe 1,000 views. So I can't just say, oh, make a video of you crocheting a top and then the final product and you will get a huge following, because that would be false. Growing a following, there's no exact rules or things you have to play by, and there's no real rule to it. And in the beginning, I did not go into this thinking, oh, I'm gonna build a huge following and I'm gonna make this like everything. I went into this making it about having fun and teaching others where to go with crocheting and teach them the sides of crocheting that they didn't know existed. So the answer to your question is there is no right answer on how to grow a social media following. It's just about posting and having fun. And then if you get a following, then you get that following. Our next question is, which type of yarn should I use for a bag and a sweater? I really like this question because it absolutely depends on the person, the bag, the sweater. For example, for a bag, I'm again using this as an example, my donut bag, this is being made with 100% cotton. I'm using Crafter's Secret and Peaches and Cream. This allows for a stiffer bag that can hold more and would be better if you were to throw it in the grass or the beach. It's not going to collect a bunch of dirt and grime and all of that. that. Or then we can move on to acrylic, which I really like acrylic yarn for my granny square bags. Or I like acrylic yarn for our cuter, more spontaneous design bags that have a lot more detail. For a sweater though, I will absolutely say acrylic every single time because one, it's very thick, very hot and sweaty. And if you're cold, that sweater is the best material to make it out of. If you do cotton for a sweater, I would suggest that if it's summer and it's a very breathable like type of material for like, I don't know, cotton or bamboo, that's where I would say it really varies. But it truly depends on the person, the weather, the season, the design, the style. And that's my take on it. The next question I see is, how are you so cool? I just love your energy in every video. Well, I mean, thanks for saying that I'm cool. And I know this is more of a statement rather than a question, but relating to all of my positive energy and just like, you know, always being positive and spontaneous and all of this stuff, that roots from, do you want to watch a video of someone being droopy and like upset and in their feels and negative energy? I thought not. So why would I project something that isn't going to be amazing, lovely, sweet, kind, caring, informative? Why would I not bring that to the table? And that's my thought on all of the positive energy that I know you didn't say positive energy, but we all know there's not really a video where you won't see me smiling or happy or excited to be talking to you guys. So I don't really have a good answer for that besides thank you. Next one. How do you know when you should go front loop only, back loop only, or go through both loops? If I'm going to be so honest at first, because I'm not a pattern reader, I was like, what do you mean flow bow? I said, I don't know what a flow bow is. I always say this is because it helps you differentiate. Do you want it to have a lot more stretch to it? Do you want it to have a ribbing effect? If you don't want it to look like it's ribbing, if you don't want it to stretch, that's when you wouldn't do that. But typically whenever you're crocheting your standard whatever project, you'll have to do both loops. Just keep this in mind for flow and blow, because that's what I'm calling it. Do you want ribbing and do you want it stretchy? That's all you have to remember. This next question, what is the hardest thing you've ever crocheted? You guys are actually kind of going to laugh at me for this, but it's this one hat from a video game. My boyfriend saw it and he really wanted it, so I decided I'd make him and his friend matching hats for his friend's birthday. I'll insert a photo somewhere on the screen of it. They look ridiculous in it, but again, I really enjoyed making this project, but the hardest part is I had to change up how I did the hat and the ribbing because I never knew how to do the ribbing attached to something. The base of the hat took me, I'm not even kidding, I want to say 4 different tries. Changing up my hook size, changing the stitch, changing the tension, changing the design. And again, that's the struggles with freehanding, but I accept it all wholeheartedly. Then it came to the eyes. I had to change around the eyes. Am I going to stuff it? Am I not? Because I don't do safety eyes. I had to figure out what stitch would look best and what hook size. All of that. That's the closest I'm ever going to get to amigurumi, and that's why I'm not even going to mention that. And then the spinner for the head, then the arms and the legs, all of the above, that would have to be the hardest one. Yes, I did crochet my prom dress. Yes, I did crochet my graduation dress. Yes, I did crochet my dress to go on live TV. But in the end, none of those were hard just because they were big. The hardest ones are these smaller detailed ones that take so much effort and concentration and thought and brain power to make it happen. Next, what's the easiest thing to crochet for a beginner? Honestly, the easiest thing I would say, beanies. All the way beanies, maybe even scarves. Actually, I would say scarf first, then beanie. You're probably like, why are you like discriminating against beginners? Let me give you my wholehearted explanation because I say this every single time someone asks. For a scarf, you do a chain. You pick whatever size hook that you feel would be easiest to begin with. Then you figure out how to work into your base chain, and you're either experimenting with single crochets, double crochets, probably not a half double right away, but you're experimenting with that. You're experimenting how many chains for a turning chain. Is my tension good? Do I like using this hook? Do I not? While working on a scarf, you will learn. And it doesn't take a lot of time to learn this. You will learn what hook size is your favorite. You will learn what kind of yarn is best to work with. You will learn, is your tension getting tighter, looser? Are you doing the right amount of chains for your turning chains? Are you doing the same stitch every time, or is it accidentally becoming a different stitch? And you can do that so long, and you can actually wear it in the end no matter how scraggly or jacked up it it looks. One side will look horrendous, one side will look super neat and professional. Once you finish that, you can do beanies because one, you worked the best way to work into your base chain. You figured out your hook size, the yarn type, the stitch you like, and all you have to do is crochet as high as from like your nose to the point of your head, because it's gonna fold. And then you just work all the way in a circle until it wraps around. And you just literally put some yarn through it and pull, and it's a hat. That is the best thing for a beginner to crochet. What is your top most favorite piece you've ever made? My granny square bags are really nice. I would put my graduation dress up there, but it was made out of acrylic yarn and I should have known better, but I didn't. My favorite make would have to be the pepperoni and sausage pizza blanket that I crocheted for my boyfriend. Again, picture on the screen, please. This blanket took me a month and a half just because it was my first big blanket that I've done. I'm going to take it from him in the future because, I mean, I would love to use it and I know that he doesn't use it as much as I would. But that'd have to be my favorite. There's not a lot of thought that like goes into that one on why exactly it is. Besides, it's literally made up with brown circles, red circles, big yellow, brown, red. Like it's so simple. And because it's simple and it's huge, perfect. Next and final question. What are your favorite crochet tools and accessories? Crochet tools, I'm gonna say crochet hook, or honestly one of those like wooden yarn like hold spinner things to do like an outside pull and not have to do a center pull each time. Those two, because this you would say isn't a tool or an accessory, right? I'm calling it that. One, because your hook literally helps you make the entire thing. Look, you can see how worn my hook is. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But then the one where you put the wooden stick through your yarn and it just wiggles and turns while you work, it's really nice. I haven't had any problems. Besides, my cat did knock off the table and it did break because it is such like a thin wood. I would highly recommend that, by the way. But honestly, nothing else, because the only thing I ever used to actually crochet, 1, yarn, 2, crochet hooks, 3, little crafting scissors, 4, steamer. I forgot about a steamer. 5, me. But honestly, I don't use like stitch markers or like anything like crazy like that, or like a stitch counter. I don't use any of those. But in the end, that answers all of the questions. At the time that I posted this, I only had roughly 13,000 followers on Instagram alone. Throughout everything though, I do have 50,000 followers, and not everyone sees your post and your stories at the right time because it is on a like 24-hour limit, and there aren't really these polls on other ones that I can think of. So this is your reminder, if you're not following me on Instagram, you might want to do so, because I have reached 15,000 followers on there alone, and I'm really grateful for that. But the reason why I'm mentioning that you should follow me on Instagram is because Instagram is the place where I do a lot of my interaction posts. Like, I have you guys vote for what I should make next. I have you guys answer these questions or put in your thoughts. You guys help me a lot out more on Instagram than any other platform, I would say. So thank you. In the end though, this is a very short, sweet, and simple little video, and a filler one because the next one you guys are not ready for, and there's going to be so much time, thought, and effort put into that. I really hope that you guys see it. So I am going to go and make sure, if you haven't liked this video, you should. You watch this far. And subscribe if you're watching this and you don't know if you're subscribed or not. Helps a girl out. But the most important thing of all is I really hope that you guys actually did really enjoy my video. And follow along, because this is one of our boring ones compared to how exciting things can get around here. But love y'all, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!